So what have you been up to? What actually is currently going on in your
Tell
life
them
right
now.
now?
Tread. Oh,
Tell them now.
What have I been up to? I've been staying alive. Most High allowed me to stay. I'm 4 years in remission of breast cancer. You know.
Oh
what I mean?
yeah,
So
we'll give thanks.
I've been doing that,
yeah.
which has been awesome. Great re-leveling of things. My husband and I have made some music. Yeah. We've made some music that is our contribution. You know, so we have conversations about this thing, but it is our contribution to everything. For me, it's my best work so far. I and I is the name of the duet, and our first single will drop next week. We be available on all platforms.
So what's the date,
please?
Say the date.
Friday the 7th of November.
Right.
7th of November.
That's our first single comes out. It's available on all platforms. We're enjoying it. We've been taking some time because we wanted to know how to go about it, how to push this thing out. We're going to put out a single a month for some time. We'll eventually end up with an album that's available on vinyl only.
Right,
so
okay.
You can
I like that.
do the
well.
Pokemon thing online and collect all of the singles if you like. But if you want the full album, it will be a physical body. It will be a vinyl. That will be out in summer next year. But we also will be releasing an EP before that.
Right.
But we're coming at you, single a month, man. Yeah. Which is back to the original format. You know, the first albums were collections of singles. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's where we're going, man. This music's serious. It's for people who actually like music. It's for people who know the possibility of how music can sound, how it can feel. You know, I'm out on the road next year. Flowetry, we're gonna be doing some dates.
Are you
next year?
I was gonna ask. That was one thing I wanted to ask about.
For
yeah.
Sure.
So wait, when was the last time that you done dates?
We just did Dave Chappelle.
Mental.
In end of July, beginning of August.
Before that?
10 years.
10 years.
9 years.
Wow. Wow.
There's a letter I want to just use right now.
Wow.
Huh? Oh, it's music is simple. At this point, look, what was Flowetry is now 2 solo artists.
Yes.
Independent solo artists. So there's a lot of life and living and things that are going on. So it's just a scheduling situation more than anything. But it's not hard, So when it happens, it happens because it can happen and it should happen. You know what I mean? For me, the focus is always the people. I adore the connection that I have through that project. With the people who have been on the journey from that beginning point. So any opportunity I have to allow us all to enjoy that.
Well, that was another thing that I wanted to ask you as well at some point, is that like, you would have to tell me that in between that time, so much would have changed just within you as a person since, that era of music had come out, yeah? How does it feel to be so heavily connected to it, even so much today, though? Because obviously it's still your baby and it's still a part of your life, but you would be in somewhat a bit of in a different space, yes or no?
Evolved, yeah.
Evolved. There you go.
It's still connected. It's all connected. Poetic delivery, musical intent is the ethos that I created, which was Flowetry. Yeah. The Floetic ethos is that. And all of it, I had to break down for all of it. The Floetic is the phonetics, Flowology is the mindset, Flowicism is the movement. These are things that are deeply, intricately a part of me. That when I was creating these things before albums, these aspects of concept. So it's a part of me in a way where I don't have to separate it in that sense. And even better, the songs are. I wrote those songs in my early 20s. So I'm definitely not there. Especially where you would be, like, say, for instance, with the finding yourself aspects of the music, the getting late and the mistresses. Those songs are really about figuring out who you are, love, what's going on. Like they're little mini movies, you know, they're short films in that sense. So I always work off of, I don't want to write the same song for the rest of my life. I really don't. I want to develop. I'm unafraid of not being in the light all the time. I remember when I worked with Michael Jackson, I definitely thought, boy, you could spend too much time in the light. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily somewhere to just, no, in unnatural light. It's not necessarily somewhere to camp out. I believe that the only thing...
Sorry, I just can't let you smooth.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
All right, sweet.
Don't worry. Yeah. Because I weren't gonna. Yeah. I weren't gonna. But I just wanted to let it flow. Right.
We don't even know when we're there. No, thank you. I say that to say I don't feel like I'm always supposed to be. I remember getting to a point where it was like, we're in studio, we're doing award shows, we're on the road. Yeah, great. And then it dawned on me, like, is this it? Like,
what do you mean when you say
what I'm supposed to? My creativity is for an album. You make an album and then you tour it.
And that's it.
That's it. Like, no. I write. I don't write 12 songs. That I would be constipated.
Yeah.
You know, so that in terms of creative outlet isn't my desire. I love it. I love going to the Grammys when I'm nominated. It's great. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to the Grammys when I'm not nominated. It's not a hangout. You know? I love working in the studio. I will be in a studio. You can lock me in. I do not hang out in studios.
So you're in love with the art, the artistic side, and everything that comes with the industry thing. You don't mind it, like, but it's not.
I really, really, really don't mind it when you're doing something.
But when you're
then
not,
it makes sense.
But then otherwise,
it's still not real, but it makes sense. I've put an album out. Everyone's loving it. It's playing on the radio. I've got videos out. I'm on tour. This is why I'm going to all these things. So I'm talking to these people. This is what they say to me. What do you think about the music industry? You know, this is why I'm doing all this. If I'm not doing all this, now I'm faking. Now I'm pretending that this is real, that this is normal. It's only normal if I'm in a cycle. If I'm in a release cycle, it's normal. If I'm not in a release cycle, it's not normal. Unless we're honouring you today. Would you come? We're doing a neo soul tribute. Would you come with? I don't mind that. That's fine. But hanging out there?
Has it ever been a hangout?
No.
Yeah. For some people, it's just not that.
No. I'm the same.
I was always working.
100%. I know you're.
I was always working because, like I said, I'm not running away, so I'm not necessarily trying to hang out. If I was hanging out, I'd be with my people, looking at dominoes and namming. I'm working.
Me and Scorch were talking about this the other day.
You know.
Me and Scorch were talking about this the other day. So
and work can be lovely. Don't get it twisted. I am not knocking it, and especially as someone who's had it, I sure as hell am not knocking it for somebody else. It's fun. It's fantastic.
It's just about knowing you.
I got stories for days.
It's just about knowing you.
But yeah.
We're talking about stories.
Thank you, Chuckie.
The unnatural light.
Yeah.
That you experienced and was around, Michael Jackson.
Come on.
Can we just talk? I know obviously you've obviously must have spoken about this before, but like
happily talk about
but can you give us an insight into what it was like to be in and around that? What did that look like? Can you paint that picture?
I watched Motown 25 in Hong Kong. I'm an army brat. I was in Hong Kong station with my family at the time when Michael did the moonwalk, like us all, we're deeply aligned with the story of the Jacksons all the way through to Michael Jackson. I was at Brit School when he did the Earth Song, I tried out to be on that. I think big up Emil Mean, who was in that. I never got all the way through, although my grandma said, you would never get through, look at them. because it was a war-torn stage.
Melanima's
You know how
in it,
they
yeah?
go.
Okay,
Crazy.
But yeah, I believe Emil was in that. Quite a few Brit studios were a background when he was doing the Earth song that year. Yeah. So there's this edge, there's this build up, there's this forever, and then one day, I had a dream. Marsha and I had a conversation. Early Flowetry. Early, we haven't gone to America yet. And I said, Marsh, what type of fame do you want?
What type of fame do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, what a question.
What type of fame are you looking for, Mars? And we're chopping it up. So she's like, boy. Because you know, Mars is good at different things. She's basketball was her thing and music. And she said, you know what? Someone big, like Michael Jackson sung my lyrics, my song that I wrote, that's me. I said, yeah. She said, what about you? Big up Charlie Yassin, my brethren Charlie. I said, we've been talking about the reason I'd asked her because he and I have been talking about it at school. And I said, I want encyclopedia fame. You know, I don't want no one thing fame. I want encyclopedia fame, which means that while I was here, I had some form of, you know, right?
Yeah, come on.
That comes back to a couple of things. You know what I mean? So that's what we were talking about. That was our conversation that night in my apartment, SE5, London SE5 to Philly West Side. We were in Camberwell Green in my apartment in Gables Close, right? That my dad bought me to try and keep me in uni. Didn't work.
Got you a yard, though.
Big up, Daddy. Yeah,
That's
my
my
daddy, man.
3-5.
No, right. People was living in Saudi Arabia at the time. Dad, I'm leaving uni. Okay, I've got you an apartment.
Right,
So anyway,
How is this? But carry on.
But anyway, it's what I'm saying. We have to. It's important to speak it because sometimes we share what we don't have in common.
Right.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that. We don't talk about our haves. You know what I mean? And I got
That's
some.
a good one. I like
I got
that.
good haves, man.
Yeah.
And they're very much a part of who I am. So yeah. But that apartment then became an open mic. So in this apartment, I was talking to Mars and we had this big chat. So I went to sleep and I had this dream. In the dream, we walked down out of the apartment. There was a limo there. We got in the limo. And when we got in the limo, we look up and at the top of the limo, it was Michael, right? So we got in the car, me and Marsh, we got in the car with Michael and we're driving around and he's singing this song. He's singing a song and he's clicking and we're singing with him anyway. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Marsh, you're the hardest dream. Remember you said Michael Jackson's a dream and we're singing the song. I can't remember the song. Marsh, I can't remember the song, man. I can't remember the song. But we were singing, it was heavy. Anyway, less than a year later, we are in a cab on our way to the studio in New York, Hit Factory, to do this session with Michael Jackson. And we're sat in the cab and I'm saying, Mars.
Wait, this is.
Saying, Mars, no.
Sorry. I know I won't let you forget what you're gonna say. But what do you mean? Like you're just in the studio on the way to go and.
A year later, we're in the cab on the way to the studio. There's a lot to go in that year, for sure. But a year later, we're in a cab on our way. We get there. And when I say get there, I mean, this is, you see, what Michael was doing for us. Our A&R, John McCain, last of the A&Rs, proper amazing A&R. John McCain wanted to sign us. We were signing to Motown. So John wanted to get us. So John played Butterflies to Michael. John and Michael are best friends. John played Butterflies to Michael. Michael said he'll do it to put us on, basically.
What?
He's putting us on. He's singing our song on his record because he wants to give us shine, these two black British girls. He wants to give us our shine. That's all that is. I mean, we were unknown at the time, and he decided to sing our song. That was just completely for our benefit, right? All he knows is all these songs have come to me. He's listening to Flowetry with John. And John says, listen to this one, I think you'll like it. He plays Butterflies. It was in our demo. Jeff was trying to sign with DreamWorks at the time. Okay.
Right, yeah, there's
Touch of
things
Jazz.
going
There's
on.
a couple
Yeah,
of
there's
things
things going on.
Things are going.
We've just started to sign with Motown, right? And then we hear a phone call and they say, Michael's left a message. Hey girls, I want to sing that song, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's just crazy. These stories are really far beyond. They sound like lies. This is what I'm saying. And I started off telling people that Bobby Brown.
The scriptures.
And look what you've ended up.
Turn up nothing. Them thing there was nothing. That was throwaway.
This right here.
That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't a lie. It was prophetic. Throw away them thing there. You know what I mean?
Brown, Michael Jackson. I rate Bobby Brown.
I rate Bobby
Jackson.
So, like I said, I was being directed.
Mad,
so,
what?
I say all of this to say we're in a cab, Marsha and I, go into the Hip Factory. We get to the Hip Factory. We walk in, go up to the desk, and we say, we're Flowetry. I'm Natalie Stewart's Marsha Ambrosius. We're here for the Michael Jackson session. Because I just had to say it.
Right, okay, yeah, right, okay.
Of course.
I just had to throw that out there,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And she went, oh, okay, hold on a second. Flowetry, great. It's all working. Yeah, this Flowetry word is a funny word. I don't know if it works for anyone else, but I've dropped that word. It's just like abracadabra. It's very funny.
Flowetry.
Doesn't work for other people in the same way, but trust, it works. So anyway, they open up the lift for us. We go up because it's when you go to the door, it says Michael Jackson, friends and family only. So I said, oh,
Crazy.
that makes us friends.
Yeah.
You know, and we're in and we do this session. Now, the joke is while we're in the session, and I didn't write that song, just to be very clear. It was a part of our demos. Marsha wrote that song, right? But Michael was working with Flowetry. So anyway, I was sat on the couch and I'm thinking to myself, here we go, Nat. So, you little mega mind. Where are we right now? Michael Jackson session. What's going on here? You know? Why are you here? You know, I'm thinking about being a kid watching the moonwalk in Hong Kong. You know, why are you here? You've been invited by name. It's your name, Natalie Stewart. Why are you here? What is it for?
What's your surname?
Stewart-MADDIX, but Stewart. What's going on? So I said, okay, I'm here because I'm supposed to be.
Right then.
That's why I'm here.
Right
I'm here because
then.
I'm supposed to be.
Right then.
This is my peer group. I'm in my peership.
100.
This is what's going on. Right. Got it. Check in. And I wrote a poem for Michael. Right? So I wrote him a poem. I gave him the poem. And I involved myself with just what was going on.
Was your vocal producing?
No,
on
I
that
didn't
as
need
well?
to do all of that.
Okay.
That was, Andre Harris was the producer. Marsha, I was really there to back Marsha. Michael wanted Flowetry in the session. He knows we write. He didn't know who wrote the song when
he just wanted the energies as well.
He wanted the energy. Just loved it. That's calm, right? Beautiful. I mean, beautiful. I'm writing a book about all these things, so you'll get that.
All right, okay.
Thank you. You can't give away too much.
Not all these things, because I couldn't write a book about all the things. Do you know what I mean? But I'm writing a book about some of the things and other things.
You can come back here and promote and we.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, by the way.
Poet will be like this.
I'm on this book thing. I'm on the book thing.
So anyway, I say all of that to say in that moment it was great because I really got to realize that what was being said to me is all that external seeking of wanting people to understand that I know I have a gift that I have to share and that push that you have. In that moment, I decided to take the acknowledgement so that I could shift the way I was moving. You know, I decided to, without everybody being able to see it, for myself, know why I was in the room. You know what I mean? And then the joke is, as the song finished, Michael at some point turns around. Marsha and I was on the couch talking. Mars's vocals are still in the song, and those things. He turns around and he says, "Girls, I love this song," and he starts singing and he's clicking. And at this point, I know the song, and I'm like, "This is the same shit." He was in the limo and he was clicking his fingers and
doing
he
the
said,
same
"Girls,
thing."
I love this song," you know. So Michael, it's different levels that you can, when you ask me about the story, because I can tell you the story because it's a story to be told.
Right.
But like a lot of these stories, first time I spoke to Stevie Wonder, he said, "I was just talking about you yesterday." You know?
That's crazy.
Mad. You know, Prince.
You met Prince at this. Come on, sorry.
We used to jam at Prince's house every Grammys and stuff. Like when we toured, if we went to LA, we were always jamming at Prince's. Earth, Wind and Fire. I wrote 2 songs with Earth, Wind and Fire. You know?
What? Swear.
Yeah, Earth, Wind and Fire, Flowetry. You get on your YouTube. It is a record they did with quite a few neo soul artists that we did. Patti LaBelle, you know, it goes on and on. But those are people that you collaborate with. Then there are conversations that are had. There are rooms that you're in.
Couple conversations you had?
Oh man.
Give us 2. 2 that made you go with.
Talking with Michael Jackson about Bob Marley.
That's what?
COD. That's COD.
That was a good one. Because they used to go to hang with Bob a lot.
Yeah. They used to party a little piece still.
That was a grand conversation. You know, when Marsh went solo, I talked to Prince. He gave me some grand advice at the time, you know, just to stay on my lane and just keep doing what I was doing. But then he also said, how much is your band? Which isn't very nice.
How much is your what?
Band. Because he was going to buy my band.
Oh.
That was his response to Marsh is going solo. He said, you stay here, keep doing what you're doing. And
how much is the band?
But there's so many. Like I said.
How did you deal with that time? How was that for you in that period?
Oh.
If you, I would have, I'm guessing here, yeah, you would have spent so much time together and had a strong bond together. And over a period of time, I think one of the things that people don't talk about so much, not knowing if this actually did happen, but it's like, you know, like when a friendship changes, when you've been around each other for so long and then all of a sudden the dynamics of it changes, then sometimes there's a young morning in there, a little piece.
Yeah, no, I don't even think it was really that type of deep. Things weren't handled the best in terms of honesty, but in terms of what happened is nothing. Marshall went solo, which is okay, and it really was an idea that was kind of more my world, the poetry and the neo soul and everything like that. So I think that was just quite natural. Even if it were hard for me, it would just be hard for me. It wouldn't be a problem. It would just be. Those things happen. You know what I mean? So in reflection, and I'll just let you know straight. All of my stuff will be directly with Marsha. There's nothing that will ever slip out. Right. That's just how I operate. I know Marsha since I was 10 years old.
That's your brethren.
Right.
So
it's different.
Even my complaints, they're not going to slip out.
Right.
There will be personal conversations. That's just not how I operate.
Yeah.
You know
I understand that frequency.
I don't. That's code for me. I don't do that. And we both were under pressure. Do you understand? We were young people. Mars is 2 years older than me, but we're young people in another country, in a country where people go missing for less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to look back on a time like that, all I see is the success of 2 young people guided by nothing but myself, the Lord. You know what I say? Quite often when people will say, you know, talk to my people, like the Most High is my people. Yeah. That's how I've been getting into rooms all my life, you know?
Yeah.
So in terms of that, now, like I said earlier, I can talk about myself without talking about other people, although I may mention other people when I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
So in talking about myself, for where it may benefit other individuals, it was hard. It was difficult. I didn't have another plan. I wasn't thinking it needed to stop. You know?
When was that, boy?
That being said, we never made one record too many.
Mm-hmm.
The brand didn't get spoiled in that type of way. I was very pleased with that. In hindsight, now that I've lived it all, it was the perfect time. I prayed to be removed from things that weren't good for me, and I was in many, many, many different ways. To be someone who later on down the line actually dealt with cancer, I understand that I was being dealt with how I needed to be dealt with in order to 20 years down the line catch the cancer, more so than keep the group going. Do you know what I mean? So there are broader perspectives that come in now. Part of the isolation, the journey that I felt, that I didn't catch much empathy from many people. It was a very isolated journey, but in that isolation I met my husband, so I will never did the isolation make sense. Everything only in hindsight wise, it all makes sense, but I don't want to for fear of sounding flippant, pretend that there were no challenges. For
Right.
there definitely were. I had to dig very deep. I had to recognize my blessings. I had to not throw a temper tantrum. I'd read Job a little bit before my group came to an end, and it's a good thing I had, because I found myself feeling sorry for myself, as I think it's easy to do in a situation like that. And I got this close to asking, why was this happening to me? Till I realized that I didn't want to hear the answer. So
Why?
What did you think the answer was at the time that you didn't want to hear?
I think that it would have been reasonable. I think that it would have been personal, and I would have been.
Do you just feel like you wasn't ready to receive it?
Yeah, I think I had been given many warnings, not warnings, but when I came up with the names for the Flowetry albums, I only came up with 3: Floetic, FLOACIST, and Flowology, and those 3 albums went out. But I wasn't in that young age attuned with understanding the difference between dreams and visions, you know, and understanding that I was ticking things off on a list. So by the time I ended up feeling caught out, in hindsight, there was a lot where I could have prepared myself for a better transition of that time. But, you know, it's hindsight. So what you do is you move forward and you prepare yourself better in the future. So as a young person, a really good deep fight where I had to fight for the success of the story, because a lot of people flirted with a negative ending for that story. And I don't think that we as Black British people can afford for that story to end negatively. It's too excellent.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
And I
The
think
frequency is in such a it's in such a special space. It would be really unfortunate for that to be jolted in some way.
Yeah. So and that's all in storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't think it's really hard for anyone to just look. It's like there's many stories in this business that kind of have these type of things that happen, clashes, artist clashes, whatever, changes. Sometimes the music changes, you know, different things. So it's not that hard for people to probably piece that part together. But what I always find to be much more important is there is no story like it. Therefore, I refuse to allow it.
100%. And do you know what? Oh man, like I would love to be a fly on the wall at every single appearance and show that you do in this period of time, just to see people's faces and feel that energy over and over again. Because you know what, I'm sure that you may be able to speculate and understand what that might be, but I don't know, you know. That frequency is so special. See, for me seeing it, Po. You see, for once, I don't know if you're announcing something over here or whatever else.
Of course, I will be.
Oh, you're gonna hear me. Hey, I'm gonna be one of them. I'm gonna be one of them. I'm screaming.
Because Flowetry music, especially those one song, I think it was the 3rd album, Sometimes You Make Me Smile.
I love
lay
that tune.
rhythm, and I will just sit down, and I'm just laying down my girl at the time, and we would just. I don't even know what we were doing, but
the emotional connections. Yeah, it's mad.
I used to play that in the park, you know, Ali Pali at the top, Summer Day. Sometimes You Make Me Smile. This girl's making me smile every day. Bro, life was good, bro. So like, and that's the thing about that project. It was
well intended, that project.
Bro, that project was crazy.
The content, you see, that's this thing about poetic delivery of musical intent. The reason why I go out of my way to make sure that people understand that I'm a poet is because the content for me is as important as the musical production, what's being said. So it's great. It's great to see people. I remember when I was recording that stuff, I'd be in Headache. I remember when I was recording Headache, and it hit me that if people gonna listen to this how I listen to music when I like music, like, and I had cans on at the time because I was recording, and I just was very aware, and in that moment was able to be very intentional of the fact that I really care about the health, the audio health of my listeners. Do you know what I mean?
That came through though, because you were honestly, like that music, I listened to it mostly by myself. So like to be in a room full of loads of people listening to it, it will be a special moment because you were doing poetry, especially on Sometimes You Make Me Smile. Once you hear Marsha's vocals and then it goes to the talking part, Marsha's vocal was almost the part that everyone would join in if we were in the house. But then when you start speaking, I'm just sitting down, like Jill Scott when she had one song on her first album called I Think It's Better, and it was like an interlude to a song, and I just listened to that.
Rashid, right?
Brother, it's that I don't know. I just don't know. Like watching when I saw Jill Scott live, for example, all the songs that I thought this is just my song. No. This is everybody's song, and it's just so beautiful. And I've never had. That's why I can't wait for the Flowetry show, because there's so much songs that I think are my songs. But the moment that you lock in with loads of people that are singing,
you know, that's the beautiful thing that share. It's like Death of the Author with Roland Barthes. It's like it's great to be beyond the era. I learned a lot because I don't like to vent. I don't vent creatively. I vent for myself, but I don't like to share vents because you never know where someone is. And I like to share the solution. We can tackle the problem, but there has to be a solution involved.
I'm very much like that as well.
Because otherwise people paying you to hurt themselves, you know. It's not nice. It's not nice. So the intention, like, so on the album I wanted to be responsible, try not to, but I didn't want to man bash. I didn't want to, you know, I love my brother, my dad too much for all that. I didn't want to I really wanted to be a responsible female lyrically and champion that, in the sense of, I think that sometimes we think there's no mastery in certain things. I think sometimes as men, you think that you can just, you know, the man stuff's just gonna come, like there's no mastery in that, you know what I mean? And as a woman, like I'm a woman, so I must be loving and lovable, and like there's no work to be done, you know. And it's like, no, there's a great possibility with you, but are you interested in mastering your masculinity, mastering your femininity, like the possibility of you? And those are the early days of that, me trying to have responsibility for myself. It ain't my time to die right now. You know, I mean, it's death of my heart, my visions, my dreams. That's trying in mistress to be responsible, that I need to make a decision here. So whatever I might have described, it's on me to decide now what to do. That's why the song goes out like that. So there's a lot of that, and I continue in that. Hence the reason I don't get itchy if someone says Flowetry to me, because it wasn't something I was in. You know, it wasn't something I joined. You know,
something you work with.
It's something that is a part of you.
It's a part of the journey of my creativity. As a flowicist, when I then, as a solo artist, so my name Flowicist, my flowicist, that's where that comes from. So as a flowicist, I then journey my independence. You know, you kind of meet me with my friend like a young girl, you know, and then I journey my independence, and now with I, it's the married woman. You know?
Right
so
then.
Then. It's the journey.
Hey, you see how dots connect? When dots connect, you know, when the dots connect properly, it's certified.
You spoke about also like your pen. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I know Chuckie would have had the same thing. My mum, she's not really into me listening to Eminem. She's not into me listening to Puff Daddy. She's not into no profanity. She's not into no swearing, and she's definitely not in sexualization. She just wasn't with it. So when I put on a Butterflies by Floetry, or a Butterflies by Alicia Keys, or Jill Scott Show Me, or anything like that, that sort of range of music, my mum became so accustomed to it that she started liking it. She would ask me, who's this, who's that? Because for a large part, just before that sort of neo soul when I just took over my life.
Sorry.
When I think of you.
This is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Sorry.
But before that, it was just strictly R&B, and my mum wasn't on it. When she heard this, this is ridiculous.
Sorry. The necessary always has to occur. Always.
And watch the talking soon.
It's the instrumentation. It's mad.
Stop it, bro.
Darren Henson, Keith Pelzer. That that's Flowology. That Marsha's grandmother had passed. My grandmother was in a stroke situation. I knew that she wasn't necessarily going to be with us for much longer. And that poem was actually the eulogy that I read at her funeral. And
Serious?
I buried her with that poem.
Really?
Oh, so that's got
That's
layers.
That's beautiful.
Sometimes You Make Me Smile is me thinking of my grandma,
wow,
because she was debilitated at that time. So sometimes she made me smile, and it was a bit strange because she hadn't passed, and I knew I was writing her eulogy, and it just felt a little bit. Oh, was I moving?
Yeah.
Do you know what? As a writer, that's the hardest thing. That must be hard.
Yeah, but I knew it. I felt that. So, we recorded this. This is when we were over. We'd moved from DreamWorks to Geffen. DreamWorks folds. We were the only urban act that was kept. We go over, and so Jimmy Iovine had wanted to meet us this day. So we were in the studio at Interscope. And he came in with, I think it was with Gwen Stefani that day. And that, I won't get into that. But that's what we were making on that day. I think G-Unit had just dropped as well.
Can I just let you know something? So basically, there's a bit of ego in me. Whenever I mention a name, the cadence drops. So I might go, yeah, man was with Thierry Henry.
Just a TA.
Just Thierry. You see You could have just said I went and picked up a chair, Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, the book needs to be ready now.
Hey, wait. Do you know? So have you started writing the book?
I've got a couple. My mum wants me to do an alphabet, literally a dictionary, because she claims that for every letter I've got a story for each letter.
That's
cold. I know you would come up with a career.
But
that's cold.
The book I'm about to release is a memoir. It's about a particular era of everything. So it's the very beginning, and it's about Floetry.
I'm assuming this is going to be next year, potentially.
Yeah, it's very close to finish. So yeah,
could even be this year.
No, I wouldn't do it this year. I'd probably
next
do
year.
it next year.
So when
you let me take. Yeah, go on.
You're gonna.
That's what I was gonna say. Because you know what, there's still so much that I would have liked to speak to you about, especially with poetry and all of that type of stuff. But this conversation has been, I've absolutely, can I tell you something? Let me tell you something, yeah? I'm supposed to be somewhere at 6:00, yeah? And do you know what? No. Do you know what happened, yeah? I looked at the time and I said, this is getting cancelled. I'm doing this tomorrow morning. I have to be engaged. I don't want to rush this conversation. I'm very grateful that you've come and given us some of your time and whatnot. And I'm really looking forward to doing it again at some point. But that was it. It was really,
Chuckie,
really good,
it's
man.
well overdue.
Yeah, 100%.
But I just wanted it to be right, so because I didn't want to spoil it. I didn't want to get it wrong. Like, man. I didn't want to get this wrong at all.
Hey, I love that. I've loved it. Yeah.
Man.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just happy that you asked me to come down. I find sometimes it can be hard to connect the dots in the UK.
Yeah.
No, there's loads
like that.
I'm very just abrasive. Like, if I see something, I'm like, yo, I remember you. You made me happy when I was 12. And I'm like that type of person. I don't really care. But there is loads of people I know that love Flowetry. Like, Flowetry. Like, more than you would know. So it's just about being connected with them. Chuckie can introduce you to 20 million of them.
I'll be happy to be connected
that's my
and also, listen, I'm about to get up and off again, right? With a new project. And my husband, I didn't even get into it, right? My husband, he was formerly in the Stone Roses. He the original MD for bloody Rebel MC. He's 30 years in this game, right? The two of us, it's a madness, to be honest with you, for us to be aligned. And we want the UK to know that we are championing them. It just sometimes gets lost in translation. So I'm doing my rounds.
Yeah.
I'm doing my rounds to make sure that connection is there.
100.
You know what I mean? Because once we get off again.
100%.
And you know, once you've done one, you can feel when something's happening.
Now, well, the couch is for you anyway. So you're more than welcome, genuinely, anytime. But if we don't hear from you, you're going to hear from us.
Good.
100%.
Good. For sure.
You got to take Chuckie's details as well.
Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that.
I'll do that.
You got one now.
Yeah, quickly, the show. Yeah, it's about time.
Come to the show.
20th of November. Tickets are out right now. Yeah, the tickets are available right now. We are 70% sold. It's going to be me, Poet, Savage Dan, couple of friends and that. Is he going to be there though?
Like, what do you mean?
Is he going to be there?
Has to be.
Are you not going to champion EA there? Are you going to
Better
back him?
champion- you
Are you
better
going to back him?
You're going to back
All right, thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah.